Movements. We have seen animals moving from one place to another. I think in our daily life we often see cats and dogs around us. We can see them often in the streets. We have seen birds flying around us. I think the first thing that we go after going getting out of the house are birds in the sky. How do they move? Let's see. Let's see how do plants move. Most of the plants cannot move. I have discussed in our first chapter that plants cannot move because they are rooted in one place. Let's see the previous picture that see plants are rooted underground because of the roots. The roots are holding them. They cannot move from place to place. Plants do not have legs or any limbs to move as well. Most of the plants cannot move because they are rooted in one place. Sometimes plants change their direction. Sometimes plants, see, they look at me. I am fixed in one position, but I am changing my direction. This is known as changing direction. I'm not moving from one place to another, but I'm standing in a place and changing my direction. Plants usually does this. Sometimes plants change their direction. They usually tend to face the sun. Since sun is a very essential for them, they need light energy from sun to make food. That is why most of the plants tend to face the sun. That is why they change their direction. But they usually do not move from place to place because they are rooted to the ground. Animals. We have seen animals moving all around us. We have seen dogs and cats moving. We have seen birds flying. Most of the animals have the ability to move freely. Most of the animals. A small insect like caterpillar, they can move all by themselves. They do not need any help or support. Some animals crawl, runs by using their limbs. Usually, crawling means that using 4 of your limbs to move around is known as crawling. That is why we often say that animals crawl, they do not walk, because walking means moving on only around with 2 of your limbs is known as walking, but using 4 of your limbs to move from place to place is known as crawling. And sometimes you can see animals run, moving very fast from one place to another. Fishes moves by swimming through water by using their fins. Fins. Why do fishes need fins? Fins are needed by fishes to swim in the water. Birds move by flying by using their wings. Birds need their wings to fly, which helps them to move from one place to another. Some insects fly or some crawl from place to place. Sometimes the insects usually do not have only 4 limbs. For example, caterpillars or spiders, they just do not have 4 limbs. Spiders have 8 legs. We have seen spiders having 8 legs. So spiders and some insects have a lot of exceptions with their limbs. This depends from insect to insect. Most of the animals have that. Now let us summarize this slide. Most of the animals have the ability to move freely. They do not need any support until and unless they are hurt or injured. I don't think any animals need support to move. They can move by themselves. Some animals crawl, runs by using their limbs. I haven't seen any animal that walks. There is a difference between walking and crawling. Crawling means using 4 of your limbs. Walking means only using 2 of your limbs. So we usually use the term crawling for animals. Fishes move by swimming through water. Fishes usually move swimming through water with their fins. Birds move by flying by using their wings. Birds usually move from one place to another by flying by using their wings. Some insects fly or some crawl from place to place. Some insects have exceptions. all insects do not have only four limbs. For example, spider, caterpillars, they are exceptions. They have 8 limbs. Spiders have 4 legs to move around. We are done with this slide, and next, let us move to the next. Now let us see in this slide how animals and plants move. But I have already discussed in my previous slide that plants do not move, they usually change their direction. Like moving from, this means moving from one place to another, but being fixed in a position and moving, this is known as changing the direction. So first let us see the plant. You can see that the plant is fixed in its position. It is not moving from this place to this place. Just as the sunlight is coming, it is just changing its direction from this side to this side. You can clearly see that the plant is not moving. It is just changing its direction towards the sun. Now let's see for the dogs. Now you can see that the dog is using its 4 of the limbs, which is we call leg, to move from one place to another. You can see the dog is moving and moving forward. Now let's see the fish. You can see the fish is using its fins. The fins are moving, which helps them to swim. Also sometimes some fishes uses their tail to swim around. You can see the fish is using its fins and tail to move, to swim in the water. Now let us see birds. We can see some of these birds flying. They are using their wings to fly. As you can see, I cannot even catch them. They are using their wings to fly. Birds use their wings to fly around. This helps them to move from one place to another. Fishes uses their fins and tails to swim around the water, which helps them to move from one place to another in the water. Dog is using its 4 limbs, which we'll call legs, to move forward, to walk or to run. And very important, plants do not move from one place to another. It is just changing its direction. Now let us move to the next slide. I think you guys can watch this slide for a few seconds. And we're done. Let's move to the next slide.